Let's see if we are live. Yay! We have liftoff. Let me make sure that you can hear me. Yes, we have sound as well. Hello everyone, good evening to you. How is everyone this fine, freezing cold Thursday? It is a bit on the chilly side. I don't know about where you guys are, but it is very cold here. Hello Angela, I can see that you are with us. I'll give everyone a little bit of a chance. I'm a tiny bit early. Hi Irina, I have posted your prize today. So we'll give people a chance to join us because there was a little bit, fraction early today. Lauren, hello, Baltic up there as well. Oh, it's just, I hate it. I really don't. I don't enjoy being cold. I don't know about you. Nicola, hello, how are you, lovely? I do think I have some information for you as well about your package. So I shall message you about that probably tomorrow if I don't get a chance to do it tonight. Because it's always a bit hectic after a live. There's lots to sort out and get finished off. Hello Emma. Well, hopefully it gets to you fairly quickly, Irene. I know that at the moment it's been, we are having some issues with the post. So I've already spoken to Nicola that our local post office is struggling to keep up with demand. So that if you haven't received your Black Friday packages from us yet, I do apologise. Ourselves and the post office have been working as quickly as we can to get them out to you. So hopefully they will be with you soon. Hello everyone. Hi Jane, hi Emma. Angela says it's a long time since she's joined us on a Thursday evening. Well, I hope I can give you some inspiration tonight. I am in hot off the back of Zumba this evening. Diane, hello. Yes, so I have been partaking in a bit of exercise, which is, you know, unusual for me. I'm much more in my comfort zone sitting crafting, let me tell you. But I felt like it was time to, I don't know, look after myself a little bit, you know, do a little bit of a bit of, you know, bit of self-love if you like, and take care of myself a little bit more than perhaps I have done of recent weeks because we've been so busy. So I took the opportunity to go to a class fairly local to me. It's actually at the same dance studio that Dan from Strictly Come Dancing trains at. I don't know if any of you are watching Strictly at the moment, but he is from Sheffield and he's been doing his training at that dance studio. And oh goodness, it is hard work, let me tell you. So I have come home, put my PJs on, ready to do some crafting. So I am sat here in my Christmas themed PJs tonight, and funnily enough they've got a Dachshund theme, so that's cute. So while we're I think we've people have found us now, so we'll get cracking. I've obviously got some pictures on here, some pictures, some cards and so on here, just to give you something pretty to look at while we get started. But also there's a few things in here that I'm hoping that might inspire us this evening. Hi Lindsay, how are you? Hello Jess. So I don't know if you saw my my impromptu live on YouTube where I made this card. This I really love how this turned out. It's just so clean and simple and elegant, so not my usual style. So if you missed that is still on YouTube. Skip forward by about 5 or 6 minutes because the first part of the video my sound wasn't working, so it is apparently not the best sound ever, and I think that's because my video camera mic was picking up my voice, but whenever I turned away from the camera or my voice dropped, it wasn't able to pick it up. So good news on that front. I have ordered myself a lapel mic, so that hopefully for both for Facebook lives and for the YouTube lives, you might be able to hear me a little bit better. I also wanted to share this because I think this is absolutely awesome. This is a card that Sylvia's just sent me. I should know her style a mile off, but she's used the new takeout coffee cup die set to make these gorgeous coffees with the straws in there, and then she's even added some sprinkles on top. And she's teamed it with the Tearific stamp set with the Jammy Dodgers, which I think is such a clever idea, and it looks so sweet. So I just wanted to share that with you because she's just sent that over to me. The other cards you will have seen probably on the website, and I'll share them at various points. I don't really tend to share the samples that I make separately, but I should really, because obviously I've spent a bit of time making them, so and I'm really pleased with how they turned out. So these are some of the ones that I made for the release, so I'll just pop those to one side. This was one that we made on the a previous live as well. I'm a bit on the wonk, can't I? Let me see if I can straighten myself out. Sorry about that, guys. I think it might be my camera that's on the wonk. Let me just try straighten that up without making anybody ill. Oh, that's straight, but you're now out of shot, aren't we? Let's see if we can just rectify that. I feel like I've made you even more skew whiff now, haven't I? Let me try. Everything seems to be a little bit... That's better, isn't it? A little bit better. You never really know which way to move things for the best, because it always tends to be the opposite way to what you think it should be on screen. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to tempt fate by messing with it anymore. So I wanted to share these with you though, because at the moment I am absolutely obsessed with making, like, I don't know whether it's because it's the time of year or what, but I'm obsessed with making like little gift boxes, little gift tags, and so on, and tags in general. I just think at this time of the year there's so many different possibilities and options that I just love making them, and they're just like little mini cards, and they're also great for adding to your memory keeping, your scrapbooking, that kind of thing. So I absolutely love these, and there's a couple of ones that I wanted to show you. This one is one that I showed how to make on a Create and Craft show, and it was using some of our square label dies, I've just used them and folded them together to make this little envelope pocket here. I've used some of the stamps from the Coffee Lover stamp set, but in this instance it's going to be a cup of tea. And this Warm Winter Wishes sentiment is from the Warm Winter Wishes little penguin stamp set. And it's just the perfect size to pop in a couple of these Yorkshire tea bag sachets that you'll have seen. Hi Daniel, that you'll have seen in if you've ordered anything from us. You get one of these from us as a little gift, because we love a cup of tea here. So they're perfect to just pop in there as a little gift. So I loved that little idea. And let me just see, I just saw a couple of questions. Irene says she really needs a hot chocolate now with marshmallows by seeing those cards. Angela says let it snow today. It did snow. Oh Angela, we've had snow at the weekend. It was ridiculous. Again, cold. It doesn't work for me. Claire says, in the Jumping for Joy set, what is the little fella curled up asleep, please? He's a little mouse. So he's a little mouse who is going to sleep in the little pile of leaves. Jess says, can I ask after a crafty vote if that's okay? Can I ask the Time for Tea community, which do you prefer and why? Is it Create and Craft or the craft store Hochanda? Wow, well that's a controversial question considering I'm a Create and Craft designer and presenter, or guest presenter. So I have to say Create and Craft, but if you want to open the vote up to the rest of the people watching, then that's absolutely fine, as long as you make sure that you tune in and watch me whenever I'm on Create and Craft. That's the proviso for you to open up the vote. Hello Angie, how are you? And Siobhan's with us as well. Oh, I'm so pleased you guys have managed to join us. How is it in Greece? Do you have any snow, Angie? So these two tags here have actually been made with the, oh now then I may have hidden that away now because I'm doing some samples for with that. It's the Memory Keeping Essentials die set, and in that there is this lovely shape and size of tag which is perfect for your Christmas makes. So that's how I made those, and obviously I used the Joyful Winter papers on these. And then these are the ones that I want to focus on tonight to show you. I had so much fun making these little I don't know what they're called. We used to be able to get like an ice lolly in this shape. I can't remember what it was called, but I used to love them as a kid. But they're great for just popping little small gifts in. They're so easy to make, and I can show you how I made those today. And then the little tags with the Home for Christmas, I just think are absolutely perfect. Now I've stuck these on, so they're not movable, but what you could do is have them attached with a bit of string so that you can see then what the jubbly, that's it, Lauren, thank you. And you can still buy them, can you? Oh my god, I've not had one of those for years. Lauren says she only ever watches Create and Craft, and she thinks Sheffield got more snow than my area of Scotland. We had a small fall and then melted within hours. Oh, it was horrendous here. It was so bad. A real struggle to actually get around, and had to really dig his way out. Sorry, I'm obsessed that this is not quite right. Sorry, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. There we go, let's try that. Bet I've made it more wonky. Or have I made it less wonky? Oh no, that's better. I'm happy with that. So he had to dig his way out of the main road because it was a weekend and nobody had been out yet. It was so early, but he had to get to work. So those were those little gifts, and I think we might have a little play with those. But I also wanted to show you this, which is a little bit of a larger tag for you to be able to put a gift card in. And this is an adaptation of the Happy Mail gift card holder. So what I've done with this, and I don't have an example of the actual Happy Mail gift card as it should be, but I'll show you the dies. And we'll, again, I think we might have a go at recreating this because this is so cute, but we'll use some of the new stamps for this. So the Happy Mail original comes with 2 dies, and it's got the little feet on it. And the reason it's got the little feet on it is that what you're creating is an American style mailbox. So you also get this piece here, which I've got on the front of here, and it's got it only cuts along 3 sides. The bottom side is embossed so that it opens up. You've got a layering die as well, which sits on the top so that you can layer up your papers and so on if you want to. You have the die that goes in the middle of that holds your gift card. So all it does is cut these 2 little circular flaps for you to pop your gift card in. And then you get other elements to build up I guess, you know, what you want to create on the front of your front of your mailbox to make it look more mailboxy. So you've got this little mechanism here. This is what you're going to use to keep it closed effectively. So you're going to pop that over the top there and pop a brad through that hole that you can see at the top, and that will allow you to swing this open so that you can open the door. And then this little bit here creates the little handle that you would pop on the front of your door here so that you can open it, so it looks like it is an actual mailbox. And then there's loads of accessories that come with the set as an add-on, and these are all really cool, and you can have these all sticking out of the top of your mailbox. So you've got some little envelopes here, different words that you can layer up, some hearts, a little smiley face. You've got the sentiments as well that say happy mail, hello, for you, thank you, I love you, XO. So there's loads of stuff that you can do with the add-on as well, without even using the gift card holder itself. And then you've also got this piece here, which makes a really lovely bow to sit on the front. So you've got the element here that sits across your the front of your card as a bit of ribbon, a fake ribbon, and then this folds up to make your pretty bow, and then this piece just sits across the middle there. Again, it could be in a contrasting piece of cardstock or paper as well. So that's what your original gift card holder would look like. I've adapted it, so I've not used any of those extra bits. I've just used these bits, and I didn't use the layering piece actually. I didn't use that piece. So I just used the pieces here to make this this tag, if you like. We will need a manual with the postbox. It's really not as complicated as I may have just made it sound. And when you see me pop this together, you'll get the gist. So I've just tied mine with a bit of ribbon this time because I wanted it to open a slightly different way. So I pulled my ribbon out of there. So this is the little mechanism that's on a brad that moves. So if you wanted it to be the other way around, so that it just slipped over the top and kept it closed, you could do that, and then you can make a separate hole for your ribbon, which I think I'm going to do on this particular example. And then you open this up and you've got space on the inside for your gift card. Does that make sense? So those little flaps that I mentioned, they sit there, and then you've got your little gift card on the inside. And then I've just created almost a separate little tag of its own with one of our sentiment strips at the bottom, wishing you holiday cheer. So it's a really cool little idea, and then you can just pop your bit of ribbon back through, which I'm not going to do now because it's going to take me a bit of a faff to do it. So, but you get the idea. Such a cute little penguin, isn't he? With his hot chocolate on there. So I think I'm going to have a go at making another one of these, but I'm going to do it in a different style. The boxes are great, aren't they? So we'll see if we get time to do these as well. So let's have a look at doing this and showing you how I did this. So I need some cardstock to start with, and I think I might use a bit of green this time, a bit of dark green. Let's have a look. This is a bit of a, is that teal or green I've got going on there? Have I even got any dark green left? No. Can you believe I've used up all of my dark green? No, I've got a piece here. Excellent. Thought I'd used it all up then. It's cute, isn't it? I do like it, Annalisa. So, what I've done originally then, as you can see, it's got feet on it, this one, and I don't want to use the feet for this because we're not making it into a mailbox, we're making it into a gift card. Just a gift tag, if you like. So I'm lining up the bottom piece here, this little bridge, if you like, with the bottom of my cardstock. Now this is along the uncut edge, so I know it's straight. And then I'm going to use some of my washi tape here, just to attach that. And I'm going to cut this piece of cardstock down. So creative, Joe, to use the die. Well, I just think, you know, you've got the dies, and I know a lot of you have got this die because it is so cool. Or you might not have thought that you could use it in a different way, and it is so useful. And like I say, I just love being able to make tags, and this is such a good size because normally the tags that you will find will be quite small, unless they're specifically made for gift cards, which this one was. Oh dear. Oh, come on. Come on, machine. My machine tried to give up on me there. The lead came loose at the back. Right, so this is my main piece. As you can see, we've now got the base piece of our lovely lovely tag now, or gift card holder. So that's the base piece, nice and simple. There we go. So then the bit that goes, the next layer, gives us that nice border around the edge. And I'm going to cut two of these. So I'm going to cut one in white cardstock, but you don't have to cut it out of white cardstock. You could cut it out of a patterned cardstock if you wanted to, but I want to keep it quite neutral inside, I think, at the moment. I might change my mind, and if I do change my mind, I can always ink blend this bit. In fact, I'm lying to you, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to use this piece. So because I'm going to do it I've decided to do a slightly different style to this one for this occasion. So if you're going to make this version, you will cut this out in a piece of white first, and you'll pop this in the middle so that you've then got this element, and then you'll cut a second piece out of your pattern paper and lay that over the top. So I'm just going to do that bit for the purposes of this demonstration, because I want to try doing something a bit different. So sorry if that confused you, but I've decided to try and do a different style this time. So now it's a case of choosing my paper pattern, really, and there's a couple that I really like in here for this. I think for this one it's either going to be the stripes or those trees. I think I'm going to go with the trees. I think the trees look really cute, so let's go with the trees. And I'm going to do the same process that we did with the first piece. I'm going to line it up here, but I'm going to keep this bridge lined up with the bottom there, so that I don't cut the feet. And because it's lined up with the bottom, it doesn't matter that this is just cutting itself. Is normal cardstock strong enough to hold a gift card? Yes. So this is I think it's 220 GSM cardstock, but because I've got 3 layers, so I've got a layer of that, I've got a layer of white cardstock, which is about, that one's a bit thicker, that's probably 290 GSM, and then I've also got paper on top, which is 170. The 3 layers together have made a really robust tag. So yes, so that it would be fine for a gift card. So I'm just going to pop that in my machine. So sorry about the noise. Right, so now we've got our second layer. And our second layer, like I say, it just fits really nicely, then with a nice little border in the centre of our original. So we've now got a really nice basis for a tag, and all we'll need to do is pop a little hole in the top. But what I want to do is I want to use this piece here, which would have been our door, to create the I guess the little and I might use the smaller one. I think this one might be a little bit too big, to create the little pocket. No, I am going to use this one because I want to make sure that it fits my little pack of tea in there. So we can either do this in a different coloured cardstock, or we could do this in white. I'm not sure what to do. Let's have a look. Or should we use another bit of patterned paper here? We've got some beautiful patterns, and they all coordinate really well together. So we've got, I don't think the blue goes, but I think maybe the pink might go. I love the, mine's been very well attacked, as you can see. Look, there's lots of bits that have been chopped into, and I really like the, do like the wood grain, pink wood grain, so I think we might use a bit of that. And let's pop that, because then what we've got to do is we've got to think about, right, how are we gonna decorate this with a little bit of a sentiment and an image of some sort. Oh, I keep knocking the lead out. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this to me this evening? Oh, and I forgot that I should have lined that right up, because this has the little embossed end. So yes, so I should have known to just put that to the end, but that's okay. I'll just snip that off there, and then I can trim that bit off with my trimmer. Or I could just use my scissors, because it's got a nice little emboss line. So I'll just snip that off. So this is already starting to come together really pretty. So that will sit on the front of there. And you see now we've got the perfect little place to pop our Yorkshire tea. But what I might do is fold this back a little bit, because I feel like we want to see what's inside. So I'm thinking about maybe folding it along there so that we can see, or maybe even just trimming it down a little bit so that we can see a bit more of what's inside. Yeah, I think we might do that. So let's just trim a little bit off the edge, so that we can see our goodies that are inside. Yes, that's very cool. And then that's just going to sit on there, and our little Yorkshire tea bag's going to pop in the centre. Now what we could do to make sure that this has got plenty of room is maybe we could add a bit of foam tape around the side, and then we're almost creating a bit of dimension so that that fits in really nicely, tucks in really nicely. Or we can use just some tape. Let's see if I've got any tape actually, rather than gluing it down, although glue will stick much better than tape, to be fair. Claudia says, I missed the beginning. The gift card is a great idea. And Jay says, the paper is so pretty. Angela agrees. The paper is lovely. And Claudia says, adorable pad. Thank you. So, before we put all of this together, I want to think about, right, what am I going to put on the front of here? So, I do have some, obviously some little dachshunds we could pop on the front of here. I've also got some really cool sentiments. So we've got the hugs, we've got cozy. Cozy would be a good one. A nice cozy cup of tea, or even the joy or the yum. So joy in a cup. That is true. So we've got what else have we got in here? Obviously I've got some bits that I've already kind of coloured and but not actually used. I mean, he is so cute. Look at this guy. Isn't he adorable? So cute. So that's quite cute, isn't it? Or one of these little guys on the front. Got a little sleeping mouse. So that's the mouse that you were asking about, Claire. So he's our little sleeping mouse. Yorkshire tea, that sounds so cool. We drink Pickwick tea over here. That sounds not so cool as Yorkshire tea. Yeah, the skunk is very cute, isn't he? So I like the idea of maybe it being cozy for our little skunk. Hi there. Speaking of little skunks, Rosie's just arrived. So the sentiments in here as well are really cute with the stinking cute and so on. And the jumping for joy is really cute as well. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Cozy. And I need to have a look for it. Let's see if we've got another little sentiment that we can use. Cozy winter. I do have the cozy winter as part of that stamp set, which is rather adorable. What are you doing, Kat? So in the Skating by Penguins set, we have the winter sentiment, which might be quite cool. We could do a bit of a cozy winter setup there. But we also have the A5 set, which has this sending winter. So we could do the sending winter hugs, or the sending winter joy, which is really cool. Or hugs and holiday cheer, that's quite cute. Or the warm winter wishes is also a good one as well. These are all really good ones to, good ones for all of your general winter cards. So, and then also because we, if you're sending anything that's kind of tea or coffee related, we have the coffee lover set. And the Tearific set, which says you are terrific, I think is also pretty cool. So we've got the base. I think I've got an idea of what I'm trying to do. So what I'm planning here then is I think I'm going to do a bit of layering up. So I do need to cut another piece, I think, because I think I'm going to make a little scene here. Oh, yeah, let's have a look. So I've got a bit of cardstock here that I've already cut with one of our landscape dies. And I think maybe our little skunk here would look rather cute on the front of there. He needs some little trees behind him, I feel. But because obviously we've got some little trees going on here. But I think that is going to work really, really well. So I'm just going to line, I'm going to do some really easy snipping here, and I'm just going to cut this to there. Let's move this out of the way, because I feel like I'm going to make a bit of a hash of it if I don't do it properly. So more haste, less speed, as they say. So let's just grab our trimmer. Sorry this goes off the end or the bottom of my page, my screen even, so you can't 100% see what I'm doing, but trust me, it will all make sense. So there we go. So now I've cut myself a little snowbank that's going to sit on the bottom there, which is very cute. So we're basically making a little scene within a scene here, and I think I'm going to do the cozy winter hugs. So for my hugs, I'm going to go with that can sit just here. We've got our little, oh how cute. This guy, hugs can sit on the bottom there with the little guy in the back there. How cute is that? Let's try that. And this, I might be able to get my little sentiment on there actually. Sending winter hugs. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I lost a sentiment there. Let's grab this. And so the sending winter is on a curve, but you can, because it's photopolymer, you can straighten that out if you use your stamping platform. So many options. I know I would lose the whole, I would lose the wood grain, so I've not covered it up completely, Angela. So I changed my mind on that one. So what I want to do is I want to kind of straighten this out. So I need it to be a little bit higher up, don't I? About there. So now I'm going to just use the let's see if you can see what I'm doing there. I'm just using this to straighten the sentiment out as much as I can. And the S is still a little bit curved, but I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I'm going to go with, actually, I am going to cover up the hugs part with some washi tape. Then add my ink. And then the bit to remember to do is to remove that bit of washi tape, because I've done that before and left it on there, and then like, well, why did you even put the washi tape on there? So let's see if this has worked. Oh, it might be a little high up, but maybe not. Let's see. So we'll press that down. Oh, that looks cute. I like it. That worked really well. So a little wipe. And then this will just go back to the curve that it once was. So just let that go back to its natural state and it's curved again. So pop that back in there, and that's sorted. Yeah, this is a great stamp set for all of your winter cards. It's one I turn to regularly, and it's got these extra little stamps here for little snow bits, and I'm feeling that could be a good little bit of an accessory. It's also got all of the dies for all of your you know, all of these gorgeous bits of foliage, winter foliage, so you can really build up a lovely scene with that. So we've now got the sending bit done. Oh, crunch. So we're not using the joy, although we could do sending winter joy, but I think sending winter hugs. It's like a hug in a mug, a cup of tea, isn't it? What do we feel about... no, ignore me. I was going to go sparkly. I'll tell you my thought process. I was thinking, shall I go sparkly? But then I thought, no. Excuse me. I won't, because I'll lose the stitching detail, and I don't want to lose the stitching detail. And let me tell you another idea that I've had for this, and I have written it down, and I'm definitely going to do something with it, is to cut this out of craft cardstock or red cardstock and add white to that stitching detail. I'm going to add some white highlights to this actually, because I just think that the craft will look so cool. And I want to do the houses in the craft as well, because I think they will look so cool. I think they're going to look like little gingerbread houses, so I'm really up for doing that. So let's get this pulled out of here. So we've now got, oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love this sentiment. Love how it has got the stitch detail on the inside. Look how lovely that is. And in the green, it looks amazing. So, excuse me. So we've got hugs. It's going to line up. Oh, Rosie's having a little walk over my computer there, and now she's come to say hello. Hello there, little cat. I think you may need to just vacate for the moment. No, this is not a place for a cat to sit. Oh. She sat on my sentiment. Thank you for that. She's too cute. Come on. Mummy's crafting. There we go. I knew she should have gone out, but there you go. Off you go. She's so naughty. Right. let's try trimming this sentiment out. Ooh, this die be the perfect size. Da, 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 da. I love it when a plan comes together. So this die is not meant for this purpose, but I am going to use it for this purpose, because why the devil not? Why struggle with your trimmer getting ever decreasing wonky lines when you can use a die to do it for you? That's my motto. So got my little die cutting machine, got my little, oh, there we go, and then we can see how this is going to look on the background here, and see what else we want to add to it. So, and I know some of you will have seen our memory keeping collection. I don't know if how many of you do memory keeping or are memory keepers, or are thinking of embarking on a memory keeping journey. I love it. I love watching videos about it. I love seeing what other people create. I like the clean and simple kind of memory keeping, because that's all I've really got time to do. I don't really have much time for memory keeping at all, but I've been seeing a lot of people doing their oh look, that's cute, sending winter hugs. Yeah, I feel like it should be there. I don't know whether I should have heat embossed that in white on green now. That would look so cool, wouldn't it? What do you think? That on there. The white does stand out, but I feel like, would it just tie it all in together so much better? So many ideas, so many things to do. Let me see what else I want to add to this as well. I need my dies, or, you know, do I add? So many things, so many ideas. Right, here we've got our little Home for Christmas die set, which is so cute. And what we can create in the background here now, in my head I'm thinking some little trees would look rather adorable, just stacked along there in different colours of green. So like my pussycat, huge fairy tale and coat, says Siobhan. She is just a big fat fluff ball. She's too cute. That's why she gets away with absolutely everything and anything. So I think rather than doing a yellow, I'm going to do one in... Oh, actually this is foil, which looks very nice. The foil might be quite exciting. Or a bit of glitter might be exciting. And then we need a couple of shades of green. Where's my greens gone? There they are. So this is my little green scrap bin. And I've got some little scraps of this lovely green. I've also got, actually, this is from the previous year's set with some little green trees on. It's a slightly different shade of green now, which is a shame, because that would have looked very nice. But that's okay, because we've got some of this green as well. I think we might go with that. Though we have got this lovely like purple in there, which I do know, I do have some like aubergine kind of cardstock. Let me see if I can find that, because that would look cool. So this is the thing when you're doing this kind of, oh, that would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I might do a little bit of nice colourful plum coloured tree here. Yeah, so this is the, you know, the really fun bit of it, is going through all these scraps of cardstock and thinking about how you're going to make your little decorations. So let's pop these down here, because we're going to use these. I can put these away now because we've done with all our basics. So I'm going to pop these away before I lose any more dies. So pop them back in there, and then back with the add-ons. I am going to restamp that. I need to. It's messing with my mojo. I need it. Do you guys agree? Do you think that would be a good idea? I just feel like it would really match up with the whole thing, the whole ambience. So I'm gonna have to do it again, straighten it all out again, and we're gonna do it on. This time I'm going to do it on here, because then I can line up where I want it to go instead of on the stamping platform. So the only thing with this is that I don't have the same lines. So sorry if my head is right in the way there, but I'm going to do this while I'm thinking about it, and then we'll do our die cutting. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I think it's going to look so cute. Again, my S is droopy. So let's turn this around. Let's see, where does it need amending? I'm quite happy with the winter being straight. My sending keeps drooping. Yes, I think we've nailed it. See if it's as good as the first one that we did. Right, so this is my piece of cardstock. I'm going to add some of this embossing powder over there. Now, shall we go for white or shall we go for gold? Need a bit of scratch paper as well. Here we go. Bit of scratch paper. And carefully pick that up. Trying not to get my fingers all over it. So if this doesn't work, I do have the original. That we can still use. White, says Angela. Right, good vote, good solid vote for white. So just adding the embossing ink on there, remove the washi tape, and then let's stamp and hope I get a really good first impression. Looks good to me. Where's my white? Where's my fine white actually? Oh, it's there, right in front of my eyes. This is my ultra fine white, which is great for sentiments. Yes. And my only issue with that particular tool for the anti-static tool is the EK Success powder tool. I don't think it's quite as good as the little bags that you can get, anti-static bags that you can get. Personally, that's just my personal point of view. But the anti-static bags do leave a lot of powder, so that can sometimes be a disadvantage as well. So sorry for the heat. It does, doesn't it? It does smell good, I mean, that's true. It's a bit like baby powder. Right, I hope you guys can see this. glad that I made the change. So just put that to one side, and I will cut that out in a second because we will be doing some cutting anyway. And what I'd really recommend that you do, and what I will certainly be doing, is spending a bit of time cutting out all of your little bits really that you want, you know, for these little houses. So I think that's a really good idea to do. What's that mean? Go back in there, yeah. Because then you can just play around with the construction, and they're so easy to construct. So I'm gonna do this one in gold, in the aubergine. Actually, I'm gonna do it in aubergine first, but I do think the gold is gonna stand out really well. So we'll have an aubergine. And Lisa says yes, she cuts a bunch of little houses and trees. Yes. Because they're so sweet, and they're so easy to put together once you've cut them. The other thing that I'm going to put through at the same time, I've got all of these like little scraps of white card here. Even these tiny little scraps here are perfect for this kind of thing, because you've got in the set, you've got all the little tops to the trees, some snow. So the snow that is going to go on the top of this tree is actually, yeah, it's going to be this one. That's right. So that one goes there, and then you've got a tiny little bit of snow to go on this one. So we can fit both of those on there. You've got snow in there that goes on the roofs of the houses, that goes on the little window ledges. It's so cute, so adorable. Such a fun little set. And like I say, I probably won't get time to do it tonight because we've had an experiment tonight, so it's taken a little bit longer. But what I will do is show you how to do the little gift boxes as well. I might do that on a YouTube live if my mic comes. What do we think to that? It's due to come on Sunday, I believe. So I'm thinking I might be able to do maybe an earlier in the day YouTube one day. I don't know when. One day. Maybe Tuesday in my head as possibly doing it, but it's all, you know, depends on life. So let me just, I have just put this away, but I did like the size of this die, didn't I, to cut out my sentiment. So we'll get this together. And so now we've got a little bit of the snow there. I don't want to lose that, so we'll just put that to one side. Let's poke some of these out, because I feel like I'm going to have an extra couple of trees. So I'm going to need these again. I mean, they just fit on the smallest bit of cardstock. Isn't that amazing? So cool. And, you know, don't be worrying thinking might need a couple of runs, because we've got different like heights of cardstock going on here. So in the set as well, there are the little tree trunks. So I'll show you. With me, everyone, we have a little bit of a low battery issue. Bear with me while I just plug us in. That should prevent any issues. Are we back? Sorry about that, guys. So you should be able to see on this one that there is a little tree stump. So we can also add the tree stumps if we want to, or we might just have them tucking behind the snow hill, and not need that. So snow. Going to need a little poke, and even though they are so small, they do still have the little holes in there so that you can poke them out if they get stuck into your cardstock. So that's really cool. Oh, I was wrong. That cut out first time, so that's really cool. So these need to just go on there. To reposition a few things so that I can get them all back on here. I need some more magnetic sheets is what I need. I have got them on order, or I will be putting them on order, should I say. I haven't ordered them yet. It's on my list of things to do. Okay, so we've got a few trees to play with here. So let's have a look at oh, and I need to do this actually. Let's do this first while we're still messing around. I'll line that up as straight as I can. Put this through. Is anybody else crafting this evening? I know Jess and Claire, you sometimes craft along, don't you? I'm excited to see this one finished myself, because I think it's going to look really, really cute. I might stick my base piece down so that it starts to dry actually. But might be easier to do that before I add anything to it, perhaps. So now we've got that lovely Sending Winter. Yes, we're always crafting. Yay! What are you crafting this evening? Louisa, she's Christmas card making. That's awesome. I'm very much in the mood for Christmas now. I was not in the mood for it at all until it just hit 1st of December, and that was it. I was in. I was all bought in. Angela says she's no crafting, lying in bed watching me craft. That sounds like the perfect Thursday evening to me. I do love that. When Aunt's on nights, I like to do that, lie in bed and do a bit of crafting. Sorry, but I just have a little drink there. Irina's in bed too, all keeping snug and warm. So let's have a look. We might have to start putting some of this together, I think. But where's my U? There it is. So we've got hugs. We've got Sending Winter. That's going to go just there. And then we're going to have some of our cute little trees here, and I do think that I am quite liking the little pop of gold is very cute. Come here, I can't pick them up. Sorry, I'm a bit low on the screen there, aren't I? Let me just pick that up. So I think we can make quite a nice little arrangement there, yeah, I think that'd look quite cute, and especially if we pop the little, I feel like we might need one more little tree, because we've got 4 and you should do things in odd numbers is what I've been told. So what colour would we do though? Aubergine, maybe I'm having a little think. Little thinky think. I think 4 works. I don't know where we do another one. If I was going to do another one, it might be in the aubergine, and it might be this smaller one. So let's do one, and then who knows what might happen. We might use it, we might not. Doesn't really matter. We'll use it for something else if we don't. I've got this tiny little bit of cardstock here. So for news from our end, Anthony's out this evening on a works do in York. So thankfully such things haven't been banned, and people are still allowed to go out even though new restrictions are in place. What's this? Annalisa says she's stuck in very bad traffic jam watching Time for Tea, but your husband is driving. That's good to know. He's a good husband, yes. So don't time for tea and drive. That's very good advice. I'm glad you're not breaking any laws to watch us this evening, Annalisa. I wouldn't want to be responsible for any accidents that were occurring because you were transfixed to our project here. Okay, so excuse me. Right, I think I'm going to have to get a little bit of pokey. My husband is watching the football. Kelly says she's got me on mute. Well, that's probably good because I'm talking nonsense a lot of the time, aren't I? So just jabbering away basically, hoping that you guys, you know, I'm not boring you all with my tales. So let's pop the tops on our trees because I think these are adorable. So, and then I'm definitely going to need my little quick sticks tool, and I'm going to pop some glue on the top of all of my trees, and then let's see if we can get this lined up. This one's upside down, like one of these, and then that one. I mean, these could be tiny little mountains, couldn't they? Tiny little mountains. Actually, I've not used our mountain scene builder set for a while. That is such a cool set. I feel that would be good for some winter scenes. Need to get that out again, I think. So just nudging those in place, and they will dry off. If we just pop them to one side, and then we can start doing this now. And I'm not going to I don't think I'm going to add any layers to that hugs. I've decided I'm not going to, because now, I may be doing the wrong thing here, but I'm just adding a layer of glue all the way around the outside of this. And hopefully that is going to be enough wiggle room for you to put whatever you want to. Now, it will be fine for putting a gift card in, absolutely fine. Anything thicker, what you might want to do is, like I say, add some foam around the edges, and you're creating your own little pocket. taken you 2 hours, Annalise, to get somewhere that's 20 minutes. What? That sounds like Sheffield traffic. Oh, I've not lined that up well at all. Apologies. I just have to scoot this over. Thankfully I've used wet glue. It's allowed me a bit of wiggle room. So that is going to need a little bit of time to set and stick. Let's see. I mean, I'm still tempted. Oh no, that fits beautifully. Look. So cute. I love it. So that fits in nicely. And the thing to do now is we need to add our little hole. So the easiest way to do this, and the way that I'm going to do it, is with a little hole punch. So this is 3/16 of an inch. I think. I don't work in inches. That's quite, I think it is more of an American thing, isn't it? And my handles have come a little bit loose there. Let's move those back into place. I don't know why that happens. There we go. See, these rubber handles come a bit loose. I'm not sure why, but it's a great tool. They come in different sizes, so I've got all different sizes. I think we still have some of these in the shop actually. So just line it up where you want it, give it a press, and then you've got a nice size hole. There is a slightly larger one than this, so if you're wanting to put a larger piece of ribbon in, which I might do, there is a larger one. Let me see if I can find a larger one. There is also a smaller one for tiny holes, which is the, oh yeah, this is the daddy. So this one is, oh, it doesn't say how big this one is. I think this one must be part of the set that we sell because it doesn't have the sizes on those ones. So what you do is, it's got like a little guide here, if you like. So you slot your cardstock under that guide piece, line it up, and then give it a squeeze, and it cuts you a nice sized hole. So that's going to be a good size for us to be able to pop some ribbon through. So let's build up our little scene, which is exciting. So a bit of snow, always great for scenes during this time of year. Bit of white cardstock. We've got a little snow drift, a little snow bank. We're going to have our little snug as a bug little guy there, and then we're going to have hooks lined up there. So I need the H to sit there and the S to sit there. So I would suggest that we put these letters in first, and then the others can fit around it. And it's going to go right to the edge, and then these two will line up really nicely next to it. Press that down. And line that one up. Lovely. That seems to be quite nice, and I'm going to pop this guy up on some foam squares, if I can remember where I put them. Where did I pop them? I think I may have popped them in a different box. So I've got, from an organisational point of view, a semblance of organisation. I have different like little trays, little like this one here, I'll show you, look. This is my little tub. And this has got all of my Christmas release items in it. And that's what I'll work from whenever I'm doing anything that's to do with this release. And I've got several other tubs as well on the go with other projects that I'm working on, whether that be the next release, so the release after this, or it's the last release, so the one before this. So yeah, quite a bit going on. So that's our little skunk. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's very cute. And then the sending winter, I think I will pop this up on some foam tape as well. So I'm going to use some of my shaker tape. So I'll use a little bit of this here. That's about right. And that's going to be perfect to fit along there. And then we can just pop that across the top there. And then I know now where I can pop all of my little trees. So some of my trees I'm going to have like sitting behind here and be flat, and some will be, come here, some I might pop up. Why does it not want to pick you up? Yeah, that's quite cute, isn't it? This guy, I think that guy looks quite good there. It does look a little bit like an aubergine mountain, doesn't he? That looks like too much green together, of the dark green, so I'm going to swap that for this one. And this guy is going to just slip under there a little, I think. That's what I want to do. Might move him down a bit. He will squeeze down a bit. And then this guy, he's going to sit behind. I think I'm going to move him behind too, because like I say, it looks a bit like an aubergine mountain. This guy is going to sit behind here. Oh yes, now we're cooking on gas, as they say. And then we've got this guy here. So I think, oh, I do quite like how that's looking. I need to get this guy tucked under there a little bit. So this is going to be fun, trying to stick all of this down, but I'm probably not going to move them very much. All I'm going to do is add some dots of glue behind them and then push them into place. It is a clear drying liquid glue, so it's not going to cause too many issues for me, I don't think. There we go. That one tucked in there. This guy's giving me issues, so I'm just going to move that there and just add a little bit there. Look. There we go. I'm so talk to myself, don't I, when I'm doing this? There's so much concentration involved. Okay, I'm going to use the bottom of my quick sticks tool just to lift this up a little bit, and then we just add that on there, and I want that one to stick out a little bit. It is a little bit raised up, this one, so what I'm tempted to do is I've got some quite shallow foam that I'm just going to add underneath there to help it stay a little bit elevated. So that's better. Now he seems a little bit more in place. Lovely. Okay, so it's looking cute. I'm liking it. What do you guys think? So do you think so far we're doing good? Liking how it's looking. It looks a lovely little cute Christmas scene. I love these little trees. So adorable. I did cut some snowflakes from the Fa La 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 set yesterday, and I haven't used them, but I don't think it needs anything extra really, does it? I think it looks pretty cool the way it is, but you could always add some extra little embellishments if you wanted to, but obviously there's no need to if you don't want to. So the final little things that I do want to do is I do like to add a little bit of jelly roll pen to the cardstock. It's a bit of glue on there, just to make it pop. And the same, I like to do that on my die cuts as well. That stitching does really help make things pop, but I think adding a little bit of gel pen just really highlights those areas a little bit more. We've already got some there on our little guy, and there where there's a little peak of that aubergine poking through. Just going to add some to that as well. That's cute. Right, so the next thing to do is I need to add some ribbon. So I don't possess an awful lot of ribbon because I don't really use ribbon a great deal. Sorry, I've not really been looking at the comments. Is that normal near you, Joe? This is not normal where I live. This is a big city, Toronto, and I couldn't handle it regularly. Oh, it's horrendous like that here. It's bad on our motorways, it's bad in our city centres. Oh, it's just appalling. We regularly get stuck. So this green and white actually goes really, really super well, doesn't it? I tend to have more Christmassy kind of ribbons, because that's really the only time that I use ribbon. But the reds aren't really going to go, I don't think. Have I got a pink? I could do it like a pinky stripe, but that's too pink. And that's too girly pink, too plaid pink. Or I've got black and whites, but the black and white's not going to work. So So I think it's either going to be, I think it's going to be the green, isn't it? I do have some nice, like the kind of a deep red twine. And then I've got lots of blues. It's got some different shades of blue, but again, I don't think they're going to work for what our purpose is. And I am considering, you know, do I need to go out and get some more ribbon for my collection? So I don't have enough. So yeah, so I've got some nice twines and bits and bobs, but I think ultimately it's going to be the green, isn't it? Let's be honest. The green is the best colour for this particular project. Although I would have liked something a bit more to perhaps bring out the pink, but I don't have anything really. And the red, I feel like the red might be too much. What about the black and white polka dots? Do you not think that they might be a bit too much? They're brown ones. I've got like a black zigzaggy thing. I'm not sure. Red, maybe the red because we're going with the Yorkshire tea. Or we've got a bright red and white. See, if that was the pink, that'd be ideal, wouldn't it? Or we've got that. Oh, I used to have some of that in pink. Why haven't I got any of that in pink? The red, the first red, was that red? No, that red. That red? I think that red. That red might work. Or I've got that black. The black's quite nice. What do we think to the black? These are the choices. Green's too many greens. Red, help me choose, I can't choose. And I do have a black polka dot actually, as well. That might be too many patterns. Who's going with me? Oh right, green says Irina, and Elisa says she likes the black because it matches the skunk. Do you know what? You may have nailed that as an idea, Annalisa. I feel like I quite like the black. Oh, I've also got this green. That's a bit too much, isn't it? That's too much. So the blue. There's nothing blue, is there? I'm going to make a vote. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to make a decision. It's either going to be that one. There's no red. It's going to be that one because it goes with the skunk. I'm going to go with that one. See, this is from somebody who had no options. Now I've got too many options. I don't know which to choose from. But I'm going to go with Annalisa's suggestion of the black. Because I feel like it is the only other colour that's represented that's not green. So we shall go with it. But you know what? You don't have to go with it. If it's your project, you can do what you want. This is just my little idea. And I guess the other thing to think about is how are you going to attach it. Now I like to attach, in fact I have got another idea to do, to attach my tags with a little bit of, with a stapler, would you believe? So this is, oh actually I've got some pinking shears here. I'm going to use these, see if these work. Yes, they do. Are they the right way? No, I need to do it that way. There we go. So, what we'll do is we'll line this up here, like so. And then I'm going to take this little cute little stapler here. And I've actually got some green staples. of all things, sorry, I'm off camera again, that we can staple this with. So if I can get them out, we shall take out the blue that were in there. We're going to add the green, get them in. The black actually does look quite good now, doesn't it? We're happy with that choice. And then I'm going to pop these, overlap them as best I can, and pop a couple of these staples. So hopefully I can get them to look like they're crossing each other. Yeah, that kind of worked. So we've now got some little green staples, which looks kind of cute over the top. I did bend one of the staples, I don't know how. So now I've got to figure out how to put these back together. But that's cute, isn't it? There's little staples in green. That's different, for sure. I'm not quite sure how these have all gone back in here now. They did fit in, now they don't. So I don't know what to tell you. So we'll sort that out afterwards, shall we? But cute little thing. I can't even think where I got that from. So, and then the other thing that you could do is you could, if you wanted to, add a little bit of twine on there as well, so that you could hang it up maybe. So, but that's, you know, your choice. And then this should be nicely stuck now, so that we can pop in our little tea bag, and that nestles in just lovely underneath the tag. And there we've got our little gift. Yay! I'm really pleased with how that's come out. So we've got two different versions using the same set of dies. This one that's got the little envelope on the front that you can pop a little gift in, and like I say, if you pop that up on some foam, then that will obviously make it a little bit chunkier, so you can put something a bit thicker in. And then we've got this one with the little secret door with the gift card inside. Both really cute little projects to do and to receive, I think. So I'm going to see if I can pop this back through here, so that we can see both projects next to each other. And then, like I say, I think next time that I'm able to do a live, or even I might even do a recording for you and speed it up for you, I will show you how I made the little gifts as well. Because with using the papers, because the papers all work together and all match each other, you should be able to get a nice little set that works together, you know. So you've got a really nice matching collection of tags and gifts. So I do remember having a little bit of a struggle lining up my my bow perfectly, because you have to do it the certain way around for it to look pretty. And I did mine upside. Look, I've done it upside down, so it looks pretty upside down. Just doesn't look pretty the right way, but that works as well. There we go. So we've got two cute tags, and then, like I say, you've got in matching papers the gifts as well. So you know, this is the fun thing about Christmas for me, is that it's not just about making cards, it's about making gifts, isn't it? And cards that are gifts as well. So you know, you can make some really pretty cards as well that you know, people are going to love to receive. I mean this one's with the little critter from the Jumping with Joy, which I think is so cute. You know, so all of these things are just, yeah, really cool. The gift boxes, have I shown how to make those yet, Annalisa? No, I haven't. No, because I don't think we're going to have time tonight. It's already getting quite late. So I think that's probably going to be one for another live, another time. But yeah, I definitely am going to show you how I made these, because they were so much fun to make. And if you've already got lots of these little houses already made up, then this is a perfect project for that, because you'll be able to use all of those elements to make your gift boxes, your little gift bags, your little jubbly gift boxes. That's what we're going to call them. So thank you so much for your time this evening and for joining me for this live. I am so pleased with this. I'm going to give you a little closer look, see if I can get a bit closer to the camera. Isn't it cute? I'm so pleased with that, and I think anybody receiving that is going to be absolutely blown away, and so simple to do as well. Really, really fun. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It's been lovely having you with me to help me with this project and advise me on my choices. Loved chatting with you, and yeah, I shall see you all for the next live really soon. See you soon, guys. Bye. Bye.